If you walk past 1600 Penn this morning, hoping to catch a vibe of American power, you're gonna be disappointed. You're not gonna see a stately symbol of democracy. You're looking at a disaster zone, a massive, mud-filled crater right where the historic East Wing used to sit. And for the first time in 6 months, it's quiet, spooky quiet. As of 8 a.m. this morning, Monday, January 26, 2026, the silence is deafening. The pile drivers, gone. The cement trucks, parked. President Trump's highly controversial $400 million grand ballroom project just got bricked. The ballroom from hell, as the locals call it, is officially dead in the water. A federal judge just slapped a cease and desist on the White House gate, basically telling the president, game over. The king wanted a castle. He ended up with a hole in the ground. To understand how we got to this absolute dumpster fire, we gotta rewind to late 2025. Fresh off the inauguration, Trump decided the White House wasn't fancy enough. He called the East Room Third World. His fix? A 90,000 square foot mega ballroom. Gold leaf, 30-foot ceilings, a victory balcony, the whole 9 yards. The price tag was a cool $400 million, but he promised taxpayers wouldn't drop a dime. He swore a squad of billionaire donors, the MAGA whales, had the check covered. But here's the kicker. To build this thing, he had to wreck the East Wing. We're talking about tearing down history. Jackie O's legacy? Gone. The preservationists screamed, but Trump bulldozed them. Literally. His team used a loophole, claiming this was a national security project for a new underground bunker. They tore it down in weeks. Dust over the Rose Garden. It was visceral. But the deal with the court was simple. You can dig the hole, but you cannot pour a single ounce of concrete until the cash is physically in the bank. Fast forward to this morning. Judge Richard Leon, a Reagan appointee, by the way, not some liberal activist, returned to the bench and he was livid. Why? Because the money is fugazi. It's vaporware. Remember the Japan bond crash this week? The seizure of Trump's NY assets? The Davos disaster? Yeah, those donors are bleeding cash. They're facing margin calls. When the Treasury called on Friday to collect the funds for the ballroom, those billionaires ghosted. One Vegas tycoon who pledged $50 million, he pulled the plug Saturday night, cited market volatility. Translation, I'm broke and I'm not buying you a ballroom. Judge Leon didn't hold back. He accused the administration of a monumental bait and switch. He ruled that the president is effectively squatting on public land with an unfunded mandate. But it gets messier. You know that national security excuse they used to tear down the building? The judge just blew that up too. He unsealed a Secret Service report that the White House tried to bury. Turns out the Secret Service hated this project. They called the glass-walled design a sniper's paradise. They said putting a situation room under a dance floor was insanity. The judge caught them in a 4K lie. They used national security as a cover to bypass the law for a vanity project. And under the Antiquities Act, you can't destroy national monuments just because you want a bigger party venue. Here's a detail the mainstream outlets missed. The guys operating the cranes, the laborers, they're union. And when the markets tanked on Friday, they smelled blood in the water. They know Trump's history. They know about Atlantic City. They demanded proof of payment. When the contractors couldn't show the money, the unions walked. They put down their tools before the judge even signed the order. No pay, no play. So now, Trump, the guy who campaigned as the master builder, has lost the builders. He's living in a construction site that nobody is working on. The view from the residence? A mud pit, orange safety fencing, and silence. Politics is all about optics, and right now, the optics are trash. Next month, the Prime Minister of the UK is visiting. Their motorcade is going to drive past a crater covered in blue tarps. It's humiliating. The Democrats are already dunking on him. Hakeem Jeffries called him the demolition in chief. And honestly, the metaphor writes itself. He tore down the economy, he tore down alliances, and now he literally tore down the East Wing and left a hole.
Even his own party is backing away slowly. Senators are terrified of having to go on TV and defend a $400 million party room when gas is $6 a gallon. It screams, "Let them eat cake," and the voters are furious. So, what's the next move? The judge gave the White House an ultimatum. You have 30 days. Find the $400 million in cash or fill in the hole. And since Congress has the purse strings locked tight and the donors are lawyering up to avoid fraud charges, there is no money coming. The most likely ending, the GSA hires a crew to pour dirt back into the hole, plant some grass, and pretend this never happened. The Trump ballroom is about to become a phantom limb of history. The president promised a palace. He's leaving us with a patch of sod. If that's not a symbol for a collapsing presidency, I don't know what is. Stick around, because if they order the dirt fill, we'll be live streaming the first shovel.